presentation is brought to you by Smoooth Productions.
Welcome to another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show.
And Soler took a couple of steps. Lopez said, well, come get me. And it was on. And the Dukes were flying.
There's some serious haymakers there, too.
And that is how we start your Wednesday Night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. What up, y'all? Like it's been a minute. It is your boy Smooth. That is Smooth with 3 O's. Welcome to another edition of the Platform Sports Talk Show. Feels so good to be back. I'm feeling much better over the last maybe 4 or 5 weeks. I've suffered 2 weird colds where I couldn't talk for a couple of days a few weeks ago. Then the cold came back last maybe week. So I'm just getting over that, this weather. I don't know what's going on, but I feel much better. I think the cold is finally, all the mucus and everything is finally leaving the body, and now I'm good to go. I'm back and ready to hold things down on a Wednesday night. Once again, this is your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. And yes, Miss Dub, it is too early in the season for that nonsense, but the people are going to act up. Doesn't matter if it's the first game of the season or the last game of the season. People are going to go ahead and do their thing. But shouts out to you, our favorite fan, Miss Dub, and to everyone else who was tuned in for, oh my goodness, what is today's date? Okay, so pretty soon, it'll be 9 years of the Platform Sports Talk Show? Wow. 9 years consistently every Wednesday, y'all. Been doing this. For those who don't know about it, y'all tripping, but I'm glad y'all here. Y'all woke up. Y'all realized that, hey, this is the most consistent sports talk show on a Wednesday night that you will ever experience, and it continues to get better and better. And with that being said, do a little promo. Make sure y'all go ahead and follow the Platform Sports Talk Show Network all across social media. We on Facebook, we on the X, we on Instagram. Yes, we are live right now on Instagram as well. Go on YouTube. If you haven't already, subscribe and click on that bell so anytime we go live like we are right now, you will be notified. Also, shoot us the email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. And the reason why I say that is because if you have someone that you feel would be a incredible guest or maybe a special guest panelist to be on the show and talk some sports, doesn't matter what sport it is, we just want you on and get your opinion and have a great conversation and a good time right here on the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. Or if you have maybe a dope venue, place that we can go, set up shop live, and do our show from there. Maybe get some interviews from some people. The whole now, we don't mind doing it. Just let us know. Shoot us the email, platformsportstalkshow@gmail.com. If you can't watch the show live, we understand life be lifing. You can listen in on Hot 365 Radio. Go to their website, hot365radio.com, or download the app. Doesn't matter if it's Google Play Store, or shall I say Android or iOS. They also have a twitch.tv channel, Hot 365 Radio. You can catch the replay of our most recent show each and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every first Wednesday of the month. I think T-Bone a couple of weeks ago on the Man Cave said every weekend of the month. Something he said that was different because, he hasn't been doing a promo a whole lot. So a little bit rusty, but every first Wednesday of the month, you have Ladies Night. And last week, we had a returning panelist, Sharita Washington. She did an amazing job. It was great to have her back. She's just a natural. We look forward to having her back many more times, not just because of wrestling, in which, for those who love wrestling, she had an amazing breakdown of what to come for next week's night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania. So check out Ladies Night from last week, see what she said, and see about the other WWE stuff that was discussed on the show, because it was hilarious. It had the wifey laughing, had Jobo in tears. I mean, it was a crazy fun show. So definitely watch that when you get an opportunity on YouTube. Check it out. The archives on YouTube is almost 9 years strong, y'all. So check it out and you enjoy it. Then every last Wednesday of the month, you have the Man Cave. Shouts out to the fellas, where anything can go down. And last month, it definitely did. We had Jackson Burkett from 101 ESPN sharing his story, how he got onto TMA. And he's a very young man doing his thing. He is a very promising future, very good guy. And I look forward to doing a lot of collaborating things with him and the station. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. And outside of the sports talk show, you have Smoooth Conversations. You can go to Smoooth Conversations on YouTube, Smoooth with 3 O's. Like, subscribe, share as well. And shouts out to my Beat District Radio fan, which I call the District. Shouts out to them. Much love, man. You can check out the show every Thursday, whether it's live or it's the best of. Every Thursday, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I did make an announcement that I will have a special show tomorrow, not just tomorrow, excuse me, but I'll have a show Friday at 11 a.m. So check that out as well, YouTube or beatdistrictradio.com. You can download the app as well, and you are good to go. So that's enough for right now of the promo. Let's bring on the crew for this evening. Up first, y'all know where she holds things down from, and that's the Boondocks. Jobo, what's happening?
What's up? Happy Wednesday.
Man.
Whew, it's beautiful outside.
Yes, it is.
It's beautiful. There's baseball on. Got a cold Mickey.
Got her drink back. She ready.
Got my drink back. Don't worry, I've been drinking a crap ton of high quality H2O.
Okay, trying to balance it out a little bit.
I've probably gone through 6 water bottles already with that thing. So, yeah, try to balance it out. But I don't know. I'm in a good mood for how some of my favorite teams are playing right now. And I got how my jersey is right now. There's a certain Cardinals player that always has his chest all out. And he's kind of on fire. We're going to get on that later on. But
yes,
yeah, I'm good.
I'm ready to talk about that man right there. I look forward to that conversation. But yes, it's always good to have you on the show. And as I said earlier about Sharita and the old storylines they had on WWE had you in straight tears.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know our other member of the show that will be coming on here soon. I don't know if he remembers this or not. I'll have to ask Tebow next time he's on if I remember. But guys, apparently there was a character, a baby called the Hand.
Oh yeah,
Ugh,
see,
it was so creepy.
he's already nodding, so he's gonna talk about this very soon. So much.
Oh man.
So
Hey,
much.
Mr.
So much to discuss about last week's show and just how crazy, because if you thought some things was crazy now, that's nothing compared to what it was when it was called WWF. Okay.
Yeah, like we talked about back then. I mean, there's a lot worse things that are shown on TV or even mentioned that people get trash for or canceled, or the stuff that they threw out there back in the day was wild. And like I said last week, I don't know how my parents let me watch that stuff because they should not have let me watch that.
Yeah. But the fella you're talking about, someone who hasn't been on the main show for a minute, he hasn't been on the network in quite some time. You know, life be lifing, but I'm glad to have him on tonight. You know, Bunny won't be on a lot this month. Got a lot going on with her job, which is a great thing. So make that money, Bunny. We ain't gonna stop you. You know, just don't forget about us. But anyway, he started this show with me back then when it was called The Platform with Smoooth and Sadal. And you know, almost 9 years later, still kicking. Sadal, how you doing, brother?
Back from injured reserve, man, right here. making a minor league stop to try to get warmed up for the major leagues.
Hey, I mean, thank God it's not called the DL anymore.
Something you can get canceled for these days.
You already started.
I'm back from the DL.
I said injured reserve. I am very careful because if you've ever followed this show for the last 9 years, I sometimes say things that are taken out of context. And gave me a trouble. How you doing, Miss Dub? I had to say this, man. Those punches wasn't landing. By the way, those punches were not landing. I don't know.
Are you talking about the fight?
Yes.
Did you see Ronaldo Lopez?
Yes.
Used the freaking ball as a weapon and hit him a couple times with that ball in his hand. Yeah, it sucks. His last night
was Walt Weiss.
Yeah, I know.
Picture. He went to tackle this dude.
I've seen Titans fans and Falcons fans saying we need this guy on our team. But no, like me and Brendan were just laying in bed watching the Giants and Phillies, and then I see something pop up on my phone about a fight, and I was like, "Gosh, damn it, we're watching the wrong freaking game right now!" Like it had just happened. We went over there right away, and they were just like still cleaning up the scrum. So would have been awesome to watch live. But yeah, that's probably one of the better baseball fights there's been, and it was funny because it was hockey sweater night in Anaheim as well. So it just adds up.
Wow, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
And I think I know what your closing video is going to be.
Really?
Are you gonna have a closing video?
I didn't plan on it.
Oh Lord. Well, I'm gonna put it in the chat. I'm gonna need you to do it because I thought for sure you're gonna be all on this, but hold on. All right, keep talking. I'll just put it in the chat.
No, it's all good. But once again, go ahead and hit the like, hit them shares, y'all. And I had a conversation with Saint Lunatic Kiwan last Thursday on Smoooth Conversations, and he said something that is very important. I think we said it either during the show or before the show, but as much as we enjoy the likes and the comments, it's even more important, no matter what platform that we're on, that everyone just hit that share button. It's not that hard to do, people. Hit that share button. That's going to bring more awareness, because sometimes with social media and the whole algorithm, people don't see certain things. But if you just hit that share button, that's going to change a whole lot. and that's going to help what I'm doing with Smoooth Productions, from this show to Smoooth Conversations. And when Sadal's doing his Twitch live stream on Saturday morning, what's it called, Sadal?
It is called Mama's Radio Show.
There we go. You know what I'm saying? If y'all just hit that share button, we love the likes. We want to have the comments and engage, but and the viewership. But if you just hit that share button more, then that would definitely help with what we got going on and expand what we have on the Platform Sports Talk Show Network. I know, Joe, you and B were talking about doing a podcast, weren't y'all? Like a baseball podcast a while back?
Yeah, we've talked about trying to do that with her cousin. Just never added up on the right time to do it, but would be something fun to do at some point.
Yeah, and also leave comments during the show. Interact with us. That's what makes the show even better. That's why it's called the Platform Sports Talk Show, because we're providing that platform. So leave them comments. You know what I'm saying? Of course, sports. You know, we ain't talk about nothing else but sports on this show. So let us know what's on your mind, man, as we get into another edition of the Platform Sports Talk Show, the main show. First, you now have my attention. What sports story or stories has your attention? And of course, disclaimer, something that's not in our segments already. But since you've been gone for a minute, Sadal, you may have a few things on your mind. So what has your attention, Sadal?
You know, I have made an effort of following sports, and in particular baseball. And, you know, just to follow the game and get back to a sport that I really was really my first love, was baseball. And one thing with following the game, I really liked following, you know, the black athletes, the black baseball players in the league, and also the black representation that they have at umpire. You know, like people like Eric Gregg and folks like that. And, you know, it was just something that, you know, in my family, in my culture, we really look forward to, we really looked up to. But there's one black umpire that is not representing us as black people or the game the right way at all. And this guy named
The hell ain't. Go ahead,
C.B. Buckner. C.B. Buckner. I think it stands for clinically blind, but I don't know.
Damn.
This guy, ever since I wish I would have sent y'all this breakdown. If y'all follow, I think it's John Boy Media.
Yeah.
They do the breakdowns and everything. They got a breakdown of CB Buckner having a time with this ABS system. And when I tell you, this man was terrible. He is notorious for just calling the wildest things. And it was just tearing his ass up, man. He couldn't get no call right. And if it wasn't for one of the teams wasting one of their challenges, he would have had more challenges overturned in that game, calling the game. I think it was the Twins and I want to say the Reds or something like that.
The Brewers, because I showed a clip a couple weeks ago of his errors of his ways, and it was terrible.
That's one. So if that wasn't enough, I mean, it was terrible. I think he missed, like, of the close calls, there was like 20 close calls. He lost about 70 or 80% of those calls. And as everybody would tap their helmet and say challenge, you can see his face and his demeanor change throughout the whole game. It was a challenge, and they just overturn him. And it was terrible. If that could have been just bad enough. Then a couple of games later, he's umpiring first base. So the pitcher throws the ball away, throws it to the backstop. And I think it was like on the third strike.
Yeah, drop third strike.
Yeah, the drop third strike. And so the runner runs to first. They throw the ball to first, and the guy kind of like sheepishly tags first base and tags the runner, but everybody knew he was safe, right? Not according to CB Buckner. CB Buckner calls the man safe. Like, wait a minute. He clearly hit the bag. He ran to first, clearly hit the bag. I mean, the replay shows it. Everybody in the stadium knows it, except CB Buckner. He calls him safe. Of course, the team challenges, okay, challenge it. And it's clear that the guy is safe. Not only does the team that got the call right laughs, the opposing managers, they're laughing. The whole stadium is laughing at this man at this point. He is terrible. I mean, ever since Angela Hernandez retired, we need to put a clock on CB Buckner to have him retire already, man. I don't know what's wrong with his eyes, man. But he needs to go away.
I brought this up last week on Ladies Night as well. Smoooth did show the clip that you're talking about at first base. Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. I'll say, like, obviously some of the ones that he was missing were like, as a home plate umpire, were brutal. There's been a couple umpires that missed really, really bad calls, but I can't be mad at an umpire that misses one by like 0.2 or even 1.1 inch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no one's going to get it perfect every single time, but you just got to be happy as a fan that they're getting it right, you know. But yeah, CB, whew, you know, you said what's his name? As the I can't,
clinically blind.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like, Joe West was another one that people didn't get along with, but CB, like, I can't wait till he umpires a game with the Cardinals. I know him and Ali don't get along, so that'll be fun to watch.
God, I know. All right, I don't place bets. I know we're gonna get to your segment at the end, but I will bet that Ali will get thrown out of this. It's gonna happen.
And it's funny. It's like managers are still getting thrown out so far early. You know, early on in the season, due to some of these calls. So you thought that would go down a little bit because it's a challenge. Like, you can't, why argue? But I don't know.
But yeah, so Joe brought this up last week about the ABS, so I definitely wanted to add my 2 cents in. To answer your question about CB Buckner, I think he's truthfully doing this out of spite, because he obviously knows that a lot of people don't like him in regards to how he umps the games. You know what I'm saying? And he's still doing these ridiculous calls where you know it's not a strike. You know what I'm saying? Or like the play where he wasn't even looking and you call the man out. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why ABS and challenges are a replay is in the game, because we can't continue to allow umpires, no matter what sport it is, to determine the end of a game. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. And with that being said, I love ABS.
Whatever he's got, he got a chip on his shoulder or something, man. It's doing the game wrong, man.
Right.
And
And
your role as a umpire to be the center of attention.
And excuse me, someone brought up like a umpire, a guy who used to umpire, was asking about his opinion about the ABS, and he was like, "Nah, they should go back to how it was and let the umpire, keep it human, whatever." I'm like, no, because y'all the reason why we at this spot now. Like, Joe brought up a perfect example that if like Matt Carpenter would have had the ABS system back in the day, oh my God, he would be a beast even more with an on-base percentage and, the whole nine, because he had a great eye for the zone. So many great players had an eye for the zone, but you're not rewarding those players for having a great eye. You know what I'm saying? All because this umpire has this strike zone. Another umpire, no, it should be one centralized strike zone. or of course based on the player's height. You know what I'm saying? If you got someone that's 6'9" like Aaron Judge, it's it's going to be a little bit higher. You can't have it the same size as Jose Altuve. That's just common sense. You know what I'm saying? But overall, the main thing is it is all about getting it right. That's where the focus is. And that's what I'm loving about the ABS, because it should hold the umpires accountable. You can't be slacking and just saying strike knowing that it wasn't. It should keep the umpires on their toes, because first of all, they get paid to do a job. So you need to be accountable for you doing your job and doing it effectively and doing it the right way. So with that being said, Joe, even with what I'm loving from the ABS system, I saw this video from John Boy Media, and I like this idea. So I want you to check out this video, y'all, and let me know what y'all think.
This was our first bad ABS series. Well, the Marlins went God mode. You wanted to see what a bad series felt like because the Yanks had been so good. Did your ABS feelings change at all during this series?
No, I still love it. I just want the calls to be correct. Ron Culpa, before his concussion, he only umpired half the game. He missed 25 calls. That's crazy to me. We know the zone now. We have the ability to get calls right, and we're just like, nope, he missed 25 calls. I'm like, okay. Yankees ran out of challenges today, and the ball was way off the plate for Stanton, and it's like, well, they ran out of challenges. I'm like, oh my God.
When the NFL originally did this, it was, okay, well, within 2 minutes, we're going to review everything because it's game-deciding plays. I'm shocked there's not like a ninth inning get it right rule.
I mean, at this point, it should be like each team gets one an inning. And if you get it right, you get to keep it. And if you burn it for the inning. Because get the calls right, dude. The ump missed 25 calls, and that's not subjective anymore.
Right.
That's saying the machine that you built would overturn these. As a fan, you can't tell me you have this info and it's like a fact and then not alter the gameplay. This system, I appreciate the theater of it. It's just stupid. Just get the calls right if you can in such a quickly time. The umpire's got to stop taking his helmet off. It's crazy. Imagine if the pitch came in and the umpire took his helmet off and addressed the whole crowd and was like, I'm about to make the call on this pitch. Strike. We don't need you to announce to us what's happening. It's a fucking jumbotron.
I love Cowboy Media, man.
Yeah. So one of the things that caught my attention was, so we know right now every team starts off with 2. Mm-hmm. And then if it's extra innings, you get 1 back. But of course, if you have wasted both of them, if you lost 2 times, you're done for the rest of the game. But I like one idea that, especially in the 9th inning, no matter what, get it right. You know what I'm saying? The 9th inning matter. But the second thing that I heard that caught my attention that I liked even more is suffer everyone starting off with 2 challenges for the whole game. What about each inning? Each team gets 1 challenge each inning.
I like that.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I think I like that more. I mean, I guess it's baby steps, I mean, this is our first time experiencing this. We're not even a month into this into the season, and fans are getting used to it, players are getting used to it, umpires, everyone's just getting used to it. I think you see more people like John Boy Media who have a lot of attention on them all the time, a lot of viewers and whatnot. Maybe if you get some writers out there like Passan or something, say, mention something like it, MLB might come to it. I wonder. I wonder if, and I do agree, like, it is silly to take off the mask, announce to the crowd, this is what's happening, yada yada yada. Like, I don't know if they do that in AAA or not. I think they kind of just show it. But will the game be a little bit longer if there was 1 inning?
I think with the pitch clock and everything and the way they come back pretty quickly with the calls. I don't think it would hinder the game, make the game longer. But can I add a little something there? I think, how in the NFL or just in any football league, within 2 minutes you get booth reviews. Automatic booth reviews. I think in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning of the game, they should have automatic booth reviews from New York or wherever they're their headquarters is, to say, hey, let's look at that last strike that you called for a ball 4. Let's look at that and let's have a booth review. And let the calls come from New York instead of like a rogue umpire that just wants to call strikes and balls just because out of spite, and affect the game. I think they should have something like that and implement that.
And it should be something that shouldn't take no longer than a minute.
Oh, it's
I was
seconds.
Yeah, I only mentioned the time thing because you guys know I don't care how long a baseball game is, but there's a lot of people out there that want the game to be less than 3 hours. So okay, but I think they said with just the 2 challenges a game, it only added like a minute or 2 to games. So I'm just saying, if you're adding 1 per inning and it's being used by say 1 is used every single half inning, so 18 minutes worth of it. I don't know. Like, is that? I don't care. I like baseball. I like watching baseball, so I don't care how long it is. But there's people out there that don't like long games, so and it would probably get annoyed every half inning, reviewing. You know what I'm saying? Like then I don't like the New York idea though, because New York gets it wrong half the time, anyways, when they do see it, and we see it clear as day on the TV that it's
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Realistically, if it's a good officiated game, you forget that you don't even notice the umpire. So, if you're doing your job right, you won't have challenges every half inning because they're gonna be right on it.
But
and especially with
umpires are not
people that have great reputation for having a good strike zone. You're not gonna have a lot of folks challenge that. And then if they do, then you risk of losing your challenges.
I will say, I think there's since we're still on the ABS topic, is watching games, Cardinals and everyone. So you can tell, I don't know, is it organizations told certain players they shouldn't be doing it? But then that doesn't make sense because like Jordan Walker tapped his head for 1 last night that was clear as day, right down the dick. That's a strike. Like, what are we doing? And it was early in the game.
Right.
So like that was silly. But then there was a couple times it was a foot above the zone and Mason Wynn didn't tap his head. You know what I'm saying? But you can't tell me that Ali and everyone's like, hey Jordan, you have the right to tap your head, but Mason, you don't. And then you got Pedro Pages, who I can't stand at all, and he taps his head every fucking inning.
Right.
Or attempts to. I don't know. And I think he's gotten 2 right.
Out of like 20.
Yeah, and so I don't know. It's just I think some players are hesitant to do it.
I think John
some
Boy
guys do it too much.
I was watching John Boy and they ran the numbers. Oh no, it was another podcast. It was one of the Ripken kids. They have a podcast. And they ran the numbers, and the players that were challenging it and getting it right the most were the catchers, because they're right there at the plate.
It's not
I think that's something that just needs to be coached. Like in football, you wouldn't challenge a play in the first quarter in the first 5 minutes of the game. You just wouldn't do that. You got to have situational awareness when you're making challenges, but I think that can be coached up, and then have certain individuals like a Yadier Molina, if he was playing, hey, you make the call. Don't let your pitcher make the challenge, because the challenge, more than likely, he's gonna think, oh, that's a strike or ball. He's gonna be biased, but more than likely the catcher is gonna be pretty much correct because he's right there.
And what's funny is you mentioned Yachty, and I said I think with when Kyle Reese was on the show, is all this stuff, and ABS included, now like diminishes the importance of catchers.
Framing,
like,
huh? You talking about like the whole framing,
like
and stuff?
Framing. Yeah, I mean Yachty was known not just for the cannon of an arm and just the IQ he had, but for his pitch framing. And yeah, it's only 2 a game, but if you're smart, you're only going to use those two in very big, important spots. And Yachty would steal those pitches for, his pitcher and his team in those big, important spots. So, like, I'm curious to see defensive metrics for catchers now moving on to see if they change and if people view catchers as someone special on the field and a leader on the field like they used to. The more and more that this goes on, and possibility of more challenges in the future.
So what has your attention, Jobo?
So it's more of like a broader sense, and something that maybe Cardinals fans could get excited about. But Connor Griffin, Pittsburgh Pirates, shortstop. He's 19 years old, and he just got paid 9 years, 140 million as a 19-year-old. I shouldn't act like surprised, because all these college athletes are getting that money too. So whatever. But we see this before. Jackson Churio, before he even started a game in the league as well. And I know there's more that I'm just not thinking off the top of my head. But is JJ someone that we could do this with? I think Heyman mentioned on X a week or two ago that the Cardinals had conversations with him. Don't know if that's true or not, but I don't know. It's something that's kind of exciting. There's a Colt Emerson for the Mariners. He's still in the minor leagues right now, and he's a shortstop, supposed to be a star, and he got he signed, with the big club. So it's something I do wonder, is this because the possibility of a lockout next year, and they just want to make sure these kids get paid before that happens, or our owners just realizing like, hey, like, I don't know if you guys noticed, Pirates stadium's been a little more packed lately, and they're selling more tickets. I think they're finally learning that, hey, if you put good talent out there and you sign and lock up these guys like Connor Griffin, then you're probably going to get a bigger and more excited fan base, and you're going to have larger crowds at your games.
Just a caveat from what you just said. From what I'm hearing from a lot of baseball people, they say you can almost guarantee a lockout coming after this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's, I think we talked about it. Sidal, you've been on the show in a while. We talked about this. Just kidding. No, I know Jeff Passan. January, February, so maybe December.
That's what we're talking about.
He was on the Pat McAfee show, and he was talking about, like, it's gonna happen. He's like, as of December whatever 31st, there will be a lockout, and how long it will last and how crazy it will be, no one knows yet. But I will say, and I think if Bunny was on the show, she would fight me on this, but I saw people say it on social media last night too, is I think baseball's more popular than basketball right now, and people are really in tune to it. The ABS system helps. The shorter games help. Guys on the field throwing haymakers help. And then, guys like Judge and Ohtani help. Mason Miller just throwing gas and coming out to one of the most badass freaking closer songs I've ever seen in my life. I don't know. I don't think I could disagree with her. With the person that said that, it's just, I do think baseball's getting a lot of attention, so it would be awful and a mistake for there to be a lockout and for it to actually affect like an actual season, because baseball's probably the most popular it's been since the freaking home run chase, and that's saying a lot, because that was the 90s, guys.
As a person that has not been watching for the last couple years, and me having to learn new players and new faces and new teams, it is kind of exciting. Just following some of these young players that are coming up. Maybe I've never heard of, or they've been around, and oh yeah, he already won 3 Gold Gloves. I'm like, I never heard of him, and just things like that. I think it is really getting exciting, but I think the lockout wouldn't be such a bad thing, because I think if it brings a salary cap, to the game, it's going to help some of these mid to lower level market teams. You know, because right now you can almost guarantee the Dodgers is going to win the World Series this year because of their payroll. It's almost like the Yankees back in the day, you know. And they found a cheat code where they can just extend their contracts out.
Deferrals.
Yeah, deferrals. And you just can't do that and get away with it. You know, I think if they have some kind of a salary cap, I know people don't like it. Some people don't like it, but I think it'll help the game if they have some kind of salary cap to these teams to have some more parity in the game.
Well, that's why it's like the lockout might be a long time because players they're not going to accept that.
You don't want that
But
salary
they're
cap.
not going to accept that at all. And then you got the owners that will say, well, we want it. So, and then the owners are going to say, we're not going to budge. And then we're going to be in May and we're still not going to have freaking baseball. And that's the scary part. And so that's why I think some of these young kids are being locked up. Because we all hear about the minor league experience. It's gotten slightly better in the last year or so because the CBA helps out in that now. But or the Players Association helps out in that. But
But the thing is, you don't have people like Marvin Miller running the Players Association. Like Marvin Miller, like he did so much for the players that he was unbeatable. And I don't think is he deceased? I don't want to kill off the guy, but
find out.
But yeah, he was a big part of what you see right now, as far as those players.
He died back in 2012.
Okay, yeah. So
yeah, like don't get me wrong, like I do think it's having a lockout from December until late January, February, and just enough to where it was a couple of years ago where we're like, oh my gosh, this is going to be such an awful summer. And then they did it, they got it figured out last minute. If it's something like that, then fine. I don't think it's going to hurt the game, but I think if we're missing games, it's going to hurt the game. And I think it's going to hurt, like diehard fans out there of teams. They're not going to be as into it, I don't think. And then people that are finally learning the game and wanting to know more about it, and they're getting more excited about it. I think that's all going to die off. And so I don't know. It's a crazy topic, and that's why I'm just trying to enjoy 2026 for what it is. Because sadly, I think we will miss games. I hope I'm wrong, but
I think the game is resilient. I remember the lockout of '94 because I became a fan in 1990 following the Cardinals and Ken Griffey Jr. And I remember
he was on pace to break the record that year.
Right. And I remember Griffey, he was on fire, and the Montreal Expos was on fire. They was like had a great team, and it kind of derailed things. And people were just like you, Joe Bo. It was like, man, I don't think this game can recover. But two things happened.
Steroids.
That was one.
I don't want to see that again.
One. I was thinking of the Cal Ripken streak.
Yes, streaks and steroids.
And then the home run chase. We didn't know it was steroids at the time.
They knew. They knew.
They knew. We just enjoyed the home runs. But
that's the thing, though. I don't want that to happen. I don't want there to be something like.
My point is the game is resilient. They'll find a way to to stay in there. And like you said, there's a lot of talent around the league. And as long as they do what they've been doing and promote the game, as this commissioner, I don't know what he's been doing, but he's been trying to do right with these different things. But if they promote the game well, the game will survive.
So, question is, as of right now, Joe, has Shohei Ohtani earned the contract that he recently signed 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, the dude went 50-50 and hit what 50 last year and still just put up freakish numbers, and he's helped the Dodgers win back-to-back World Series and probably on their way to three-peating. And he's pitching
So,
this year. So
so the question is, as I'm being the devil's advocate for this conversation, as a player and part of the player association, that contract that he signed 2 years ago won't be happening if they have a salary cap.
yeah, and it shouldn't, because Kyle Tucker shouldn't be making whatever the hell he's making. Kyle Tucker's making more than Shohei and Judge. That should never happen.
I mean, but that's just right now because of Shohei's deferred money.
Okay, but
Shohei
doesn't
can make
Kyle
that
Tucker have
money, but
deferrals as well?
You can't have the other players with them. Yeah, you can pay the man, but guess what? You gotta think about the rest of your team.
I mean, but
I think we
the
gotta.
whole thing is that if there is a cap, there is no matter what team it is, you're not going to be able to pay over a certain amount of money, because that's where the cap comes in, and that's where players are going to start saying, well, I'm not getting paid what I feel is my work. Well, the agents will be saying my client isn't getting, like Scott Boras, isn't getting the amount that he has been deserving of getting. If I'm seeing Kyle Tucker getting how much a year? 50 million a year?
I think it's 60. It's like
60
60 or
million a year.
70.
And then let's just say if Vlad Guerrero didn't get a contract extension already, that agent's gonna be saying, well, if Kyle's getting 60, I know my client deserves to be getting 80 or 65 or 70. And because of that salary
Cap.
that cap is gonna be 25, 35, not even over 60, not even over 40 or $50 million. So that's where the problem is, and that's what Joe said that she's concerned about, and that's a great point, is because these players and their agents, they want to make sure they get paid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's their job, and that's the way that's the way it should be. But guess what? As an agent, you got to work within the system that you're given. NFL agents, they work within that system. Hey, pay my guy here on this level, and then my other guy, you know, they can make deals to where everybody can be happy and everybody can get paid. But you just got to work within that system, man. You can't have a middle of the road guy making $1 billion a year, and you got like 7 of those guys on one team, and then you ain't got on the Pirates. You can only afford a $5 million guy.
And
well, the thing's crazy though is they can all afford 25 to 30, and we've talked about this on the show before, is the Dodgers have some unearthly contract that allows them, TV contract that allows them to do this over and over and over again. The Yankees don't even freaking have.
TV contracts are a mess. That's a whole different conversation. The TV contracts are so convoluted right now because of this whole
regional sports thing.
Yeah, regional sports collapse. They used to be Bally's. There was DraftKings, or calling themselves. They have thrown a wrench in this whole thing. And what baseball wants is a deal that the NFL has. And you can't have it because, like you said, Joe Bo, you have some of these teams that have their own networks. They're not going to want to get a whole blanket deal for the league. It's hard to do. So it's a whole convoluted mess, man.
Now, on the flip side, for people like myself who are not millionaires yet, I would say if you are getting $20+ million, your life should be fine. It should be about you knowing how to budget correctly in life and not spending $19 million on one thing for the rest of your freaking life. You know what I'm saying?
It isn't in their life. It's a year.
Right. But what I'm saying is that you should be fine if you're not going to make $50 million a year. You know what I'm saying? If your contract is going to be for, you're guaranteed to get a certain amount, you should be able to live life abundantly and not say, oh, because I ain't getting 100 mil, I can't live a nice life. No, you should be fine. You know what I'm saying? So that's the other side of it in regards to people like us who have not made the millions yet. Once again, yet. But we should be saying, okay, hey, stop being that greedy, because it is more important. In which, if you saw like for Sadal's favorite sport, college football, that the parity was so much better. The game was so much better because you had parity. You know what I'm saying? To see the Indianas, you know what I'm saying, win the Natty, where 5 years ago, that was never even a thought.
It's going to be Alabama, and that's it.
Exactly. So it's great for the game to have more teams. Like even last year's NBA Finals, everyone hated the matchup, Indiana versus OKC.
I love it.
But you had a great, thrilling, compelling 7-game series. You know what I'm saying? So it's better for the leagues, not league, but leagues, to have competitive teams. And you give them teams a chance, then you will start seeing more star players going to these more mid-market teams, because they know that they're gonna have the money, they'll be taken care of. So they ain't got to just go to a Miami, to a Florida team, or to a New York team, or to a Texas team or California team, because they know they got the money. They can go anywhere and be the guy and be the star.
You can go to like Pittsburgh. You can go to the White Sox. You can go to Colorado, and then their fan bases will come out, because now they got a star. Now they got a chance. Now they have some competition. They got some skin in the game. And so now you got more fans coming out, more fans invested.
And I don't know if she's watching or will watch this, but don't tell Annie this, but it's exciting times right now in Pittsburgh. Very exciting times in Pittsburgh. So just stay tuned for that. For myself, what has my attention, the NBA playoffs begin very, very, very soon. And as we have here, as of this morning, this is the current playoff seeding. You have the playoff starting on the 18th. So what's that, next weekend? The following weekend, excuse me. So it all goes down. The best time of the year for the NBA is when it all gets serious and teams are locked in. Number 1 seed for the East, the Pistons. Yes, the Detroit Pistons are the number 1 seed. No, they already clinched it. Number 2, the Celtics. Number 3, the Knicks. 4, the Cavaliers. 5, the Atlanta Hawks. They have been one of the best teams since All-Star break. They made a trade, and ever since then, since they traded away Joe's boy, Trae Young, they've been doing amazing in Atlanta. 6th spot, the Raptors. 7th spot, of course, and the 8th spot open right now because you have the play-in. For those who may not remember how the play-in tournament works, the winner of the 7 and 8 seed goes and takes over that 7th seed. And then the loser will face the winner of the 9 and 10th seed, and then they will win that 8th seed up top. So that's how the play-in tournament goes. But I'm very excited about the playoffs. I said this on the show a while back that I feel like the Eastern Conference is going to be very compelling. But the fun thing about what we have added on now, if you didn't see earlier, is that now I'm able to show a poll. So for people who's watching, you can leave a 1 or a 2 in the chat. But I feel like, to me, the Eastern Conference is going to be a little bit more exciting this year, because you got a lot of teams that people didn't see, and now they're balling and doing very good. So I'm looking forward to seeing these playoffs. On the West, number 1 seed, OKC once again. Number 2 seed, the Spurs. Number 3, the Nuggets. Number 4, the Lakers. Right, and I said this in the chat, but Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are out for the rest of the season and possibly for the playoffs. With that, the Lakers are done. I'm saying it right now. The Lakers are done.
Damn.
LeBron James cannot do it by himself. You know what I'm saying? He cannot be the guy to take them over. He's too old. And he has finally given, which he been wanting to do for the longest time. And I've been saying this on the show ever since he got to LA, is that he has been waiting to not be the guy no more. And he finally had that with Luka and Austin Reeves. But now those two guys are hurt. They're not going to win a game in the playoffs. I'm sorry. No matter if they play in Houston, who they face right now, if the playoffs started right now, or if they had to face Minnesota again like they did last year. So they're done. And I said this also in the chat, but this might be LeBron James last year, not playing basketball, but playing for LA. That's just how I feel right now. I hate to feel that way, but I had to keep it real. You know, I'm not being biased. I just had to. That's just my basketball knowledge right there. That with everything going on, I can't see him staying. I think this was just like a swan song with Luka and AR being hurt. Unless a miracle happens and Luka can come back earlier than expected, I don't see the Lakers winning one game in the playoffs. And if they buy out again in the first round, like they did last year, I can't see LeBron because he will be a free agent next year, or he can opt out, whatever it is. So stay tuned for that.
Hey, I got some thoughts for you, man. Two things.
Yeah.
Like I've been saying ever since this show has been on the air for 9 years, Father Time is still undefeated. Father Time, man. It catches up to all of us, including LeBron James. And I see I haven't been following the game, but I have been following LeBron, and it just seems like he's just slipping down, you know, with these little injuries here and there, and it's just catching up to him.
Yeah.
And just to see the Detroit Pistons where they are, it just gives me flashbacks to Rip Hamilton and Ben Wallace and Chauncey Billups and all them boys, man. It's just crazy to see them at the 1 seed.
And they play with the edge. They play with the edge. They kind of remind you of the Bad Boys. They have a guy on the team, I can't think of his, Isaiah Stewart. He's known for being like that Rick Mahorn, Bill Laimbeer type personality.
Throw a bow at you,
yes,
know, throw a leg out, you know.
Yes. So he's one of them guys. So they already have a reputation for being physical and want to get, you know what I'm saying, I
hated the Bad Boys back in the day because I was a Bulls fan. And you know, they used to hack the hell out of Jordan and used to get away with it, man. It's like, man, call the foul.
But yeah, and then in the 7th spot, Suns and Clippers. So whoever wins that game, if the playoffs started right now, they would go right to the 7th seed spot. And then the loser of that game will face the winner of the 9th and 10th game, in which then whoever wins that will go and face OKC as an 8th seed. So playoffs start next week. I'm excited. A lot of intriguing things happening. Steph Curry just came back this past Sunday night. His first game in like 20-something games.
Wow.
So, yeah. So he's finally back. He had a knee injury. So it's good to have him back. And we're going to just see how this plays out, man. But this should be another exciting, entertaining playoff. Jason Tatum has him back for about a good month or so now. So he's getting back into the flow. So Boston is playing much better. So, like I said, a lot of intriguing storylines and upcoming matchups. What'd you say, Sadal? I'm sorry.
What happened to Indiana?
Tyrese Halliburton. Remember, he got hurt in the finals last year.
Yeah.
So he out for the whole year. So without him, the team sucks.
Oh, damn. I thought they were better than that.
Oh no, because he got hurt for the whole year, and then Miles Turner left the Pacers to go to Milwaukee. So that's two of your top scorers gone. But yeah, so I mean they'll be back next year when Tyrese Halliburton is healthy. But I knew when he got hurt for the whole year, they weren't gonna be nothing, and they're not.
Well,
They're not.
there you have it.
But yeah, so that is our you have my attention, one of the longest ones we've had in quite a while, but that's how it goes on the sports talk show. Let's talk about these takeaways from March Madness. Had an incredible run. Congratulations on the ladies' side for UCLA, the first championship. They had an incredible win over Don Staley and the Gamecocks. And then for the men, you had Michigan Wolverines, their first championship in God knows how long. I think since the Fab 5 years, I believe.
No, Fab
Oh,
Five.
no, the Fab 5 never did win.
It was
it was way back before then. My bad.
Yeah,
way back then. I pulled it up, but congratulations, they defeated UConn. And I mean, it was a great turnout. Great win. I'll start with the men first. Just the whole playoff. The whole tournament was great. Michigan did defeat SLU, Joe. And it was a no-brainer because like Michigan just got that size. And our tallest player, well, the guys who were playing for SLU, our tallest guy was like maybe 6'9". They had like 6'10", 7-foot guys from Michigan that can ball, and we just had no opportunity to get to defend them and stop them. And they were just a train, a locomotive.
Shoot, a lot of teams didn't have a chance, man. They were dominant the whole tournament.
Yeah,
I mean, they won. They put up 90 points in like 5 or 6 straight games.
Yeah, dominant. Yep, very dominant. So congratulations to them. I do feel, even though they lost, but I do feel like UConn's coach, Dan Hurley, I believe that's his name. I feel like he is the best coach in college basketball because he's brought that team to the Final Four 3 out the last 4 years, and he won two out of those last 4 years. And a couple plays here and there, they could have won this year. But let me make sure I get his name right.
I think it's Dan.
Yeah, Dan Hurley. I just want to make sure I get his name right.
Mm-hmm.
For the ladies, once again, congrats to UCLA. I don't think anyone outside of UCLA saw this happening. But what is really sad is that this isn't even really the biggest story in women's college basketball.
It should be.
The biggest story has been the altercation that happened while South Carolina was defeating UConn in the first game of the Final Four on last Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who didn't see it, I should have had it saved up, but I forgot to do it. But for those who didn't see it, right before the game ended, Gino Auriemma, who is, we all know, the best college women's basketball coach of all time. That's just how it is. He did not take too lightly or too well losing to Don Staley, and
got ass whipping personally. You never do.
Got in her face and was red in the face, was mad, and she looking like, "What's wrong with you? What knuckle if you buck? What you want to do?" You know what I'm saying?
Dawn is from the hood, man. From Philly.
Man. So here's the thing. After the game, he says in the press conference that it's protocol, right? It's protocol before the game to meet with the opponent, with the opposing coach, shake hands, have a good game, the whole nine. He's saying that he waited longer than he normally does until Don Staley came over and shook his hand. Once again, protocol, right? So Sadal, answer this question for me. What is the normal protocol in a college basketball game, whether you win or lose? What do both teams do, and what do both head coaches do?
Shake hands. You shake the opponent's hands and say, and congratulate them on a hard-fought victory.
And Gino did not do that. He got mad, said what he said, and before the final seconds went off the clock, while his team shook hands with everyone else, your leader walked away. Remember how Isaiah Thomas and the Pistons walked away from the Bulls back in 1995 or 4? No, 2. Yeah, in 92. That was the first year the Bulls won a championship.
92.
But they walked away during the game and left through the tunnel and never were seen until next year.
And that's why you didn't see. That's why you didn't see Isaiah Thomas as a part of the member of the Dream Team.
Yeah. So that's what Gino did. And so then, of course, the media talking about it. Everyone is buzzing. So he leaves a apology on social media, or UConn did, whoever it is. I said it was Chat GPT. And he pretty much said, I want to apologize to the staff of South Carolina. But the whole thing is, it wasn't a staff that you disrespected. It was one sole person that you had an issue with. So why are you using ChatGPT and not putting in Don Staley's name and saying, I messed up. I got in my fees and I acted immaturely. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I love saying fees. I ain't said it in a long time, Joe, but I'm saying it now because that's he deserved this moment. But you are not acknowledging your error because of who you faced. And my mom called me up the next day and she was saying that, she did not want to make this a race issue. And then I was like, well, if you look at the history of Gino, if he did lose to someone else, like a woman, like a Pat Summitt, or the coach from LSU, Muffy McGraw, or whatever her name is. Oh, you bow down. Congratulations. Great game. Oh, you're so amazing. You have a great team. It's all good. But when it's swagged out Don Staley, then all of a sudden, because you didn't shake my hand when I wanted you to, or you didn't follow protocol the way that I see fit, now there's an issue.
There's a whole 30 for 30. I push back just a little bit on that. There's a whole 30 for 30, I believe, where they document the whole rivalry between Pat Summitt and Gino Ariel. That was a whole thing. So I think it's a whole history of him just being a sore loser. But yes, hey, I do agree there may be some a little tinge of racism in his actions though.
Yeah.
And more so it is a woman too.
Right. So
I mean they didn't get along. you better check their history because it wasn't all good game. No. Because Pat Summitt, she had a team too. They were balling. But yeah.
So it's very, very unfortunate thing. But for those watching, let us know in the chat how y'all feel. Put 1, 4, not even close to. Yes, let's all move on in regards to if you feel Gino gave Don Staley the proper apology. I think they both put out something recently about they did talk. He apologized to her the whole 9. And just had like the whole let's just move on type thing. But just certain things that you just got to shine a light even more on, because you just can't keep on acting the way you want to act because you don't get your way, especially when you want to use the word protocol, but then you don't use the protocol after the game because you and your fees. and then you think about it because of the person that he is and the position that he's in as a head coach. What message are you sending to your young black players? You know what I'm saying? Think about that. Well, I mean, you know, to all players,
not just any
all
old
players.
head coach. He's
Exactly.
supposed to be a legendary head coach.
Right. So what message are you sending?
Of some of the top coaches who to ever coach in the sport of basketball.
Right.
You're acting like this.
Yeah. So
You
Joe
wouldn't act like that.
So Joe, any feelings in regards to what Gino did to Don Staley?
Just think it's childish. Honestly, it's whatever sport, race, sex, like just shake the hand. You know, I don't know. I just think it's, and then that's ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT a lot for work, guys. Okay, I'm not afraid to admit it. That's ChatGPT. But no, I mean
I do too. It's like almost like it feels like using steroids at work.
Yes.
All right, Barry Bonds.
I use AI too, man.
And I always say the people I'm sending it to, they don't know it's ChatGPT probably, because I do delete some words, put a little Joe in there, you know. But if I sent that to one of you guys would 100% know that is not Joe talking.
Like the hell?
Who stole Joe's phone, or you know, whatever. But I don't know, ChatGPT. It's got its cool moments though for work, and
I will not be like Rafael Palmeiro. I did not use AI.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on. Joe, let's talk about these Blues, man. Unfortunately, they did lose last night to Colorado, a crucial loss, but they are still right there for a wild card opportunity, but things have to go perfectly.
How many games are left?
It's like, I want to say it's, well, I could find out, but I believe it was like maybe 6 or 7 games left. I mean, 6 or 5, something like that.
6, 7.
Right.
No, so it's funny is because was it last week I talked about how annoyed I was by them. Is after I said that, I think that night and then the next night, like that night they lost, and if they just would have said, like, it's kind of like Game 7 all over again. They let a goal in with like 20 seconds left, and if they just would have held on, they would have probably got, they would have gotten a point to go into overtime and stuff, and then the next night they lost. I think they've lost a little bit here lately. So
let's say they've lost. They're 2-2 the last 4 games.
Yeah. So, and how many are left?
5. A miracle has to happen for them to,
So, I want you to know, I don't want this to happen. I'm gonna be pissed off if it happens. I do not want the Blues to make their way into the playoffs. I don't know why it keeps happening. Why can't they just play good at the first part of the year as well and just be a good team?
They are 6 points behind the second spot with 5 games to go.
It ain't happening.
Yeah.
I will say though, Thomas, Snuggie, and Holloway line
playing amazing.
Lord, yeah.
And to add on, you will finally get your wish, because next year Bennington will not be your starter. He may not even be on the team.
So I don't know. After we had,
I'm like Bennington, Winnington.
After we had Ferrari on the show, I get what he's saying. We traded goalie depth at the beginning of the year, so like, would it be worth signing some scrub to just be behind Joel Hofer or what? I don't know. So it'd probably be best to keep him for like that. But I don't think he's a starter. I think Hofer's the starter. He's the new face of the Blues, I think, and I don't think he's a Husso. A couple years ago, Husso was playing out of his mind, and then we traded him, and now he hasn't been anything. I don't think Hofer's that. So I think he's the starter, and Bennington's just gonna have to take a back seat.
And just to talk about their schedule, they have Winnipeg, Chicago, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and then Utah to end the year.
I mean, it's like 2 good teams, 2 bad teams. So I mean, I guess anything could happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I just I'm tired of that shit. Like that's how it was for the Cardinals for so long. We'll just
Right.
turn
Be
it
like
on
right
after the
here.
All-Star break, and then like, oh, let's have a
Yeah.
19-game win streak.
Oh.
Just
Let's get to the playoffs.
I don't want to get to the playoffs. I want a top pick. That's what I want, and we're not even gonna get that now, probably.
Mhm.
So it's just a lot of changes have to happen with this Blues team.
Yeah. So speaking of changes, Sadal, UFL, new season underway, 2 games in, new head coach, but a legend in St. Louis, led by Ricky Pro, the Battlehawks. You and I went to the game. You and I went to the game, home opener, great atmosphere. I do have some concerns about this team and it showed last night.
Yeah, you was talking about all the news things. Can we get a new quarterback, please? Can we get?
Thank you.
Can we get a new quarterback? Can we just kind of like get new, like somebody that can just throw the ball to the receiver? Can we do that?
Thank you.
Yeah. What is with these doggone quarterbacks, man? First, we get a quarterback that had his glory days in the past, and he couldn't run 5 yards without getting sacked. Then we get somebody that can run, but couldn't throw the ball 5 yards without throwing it away, and he gets hurt. And then now we get this guy, Silvers, who he can't throw the ball through the gateway arch, standing right underneath it.
Yeah.
So it's just like
It's terrible, man.
It's terrible, man. But overall, I do like what the Rapoli, I think is the new guy's name here, is actually taking a lead on like marketing and doing some things. I like some of the things that they're doing as far as marketing, and you still got some of those same cities that just won't draw. In the loss to Dallas, there was nobody out there. You would think, hey, you got a good football team. It's Tuesday night. I mean, there's nothing going on. Why don't you just come out to the game? No, they're not coming out to the game. They don't deserve it. They don't deserve a franchise. Yeah, so but I like some of the things that they're doing. So I like the new 4-point field goal.
Me too.
You deserve it, man. If you could kick a 60-yarder, yeah, you deserve the 4 points, man. You know what I mean? Hey. And I think there's a rule where you are not allowed to punt the ball when you're inside the opponent's 50.
Exactly.
So you're either forced to kick a long field goal, 60 yards or something.
Go for it.
Go for it on 4th down. And hey, makes the game a little bit more exciting, a little bit more competitive. So I like that. Other than our team need a new quarterback, I like what they're doing. I just want to see just the overall life of the UFL. I want to see a little bit more crowd participation and the league really pushing for the crowd experience. Some of the things that is not helping, particularly with ESPN. We do not need interviews on every single damn play. Let the coaches coach. Let the players play. We do not need to know what they getting ready to do on 2nd down. Stop it. I mean, stop it. And they just are happy and they go out there interviewing these folks. And it's clear that they do not want any part of them on the field. I think one time I was watching the game and guy was trying to call plays and he was trying to get the play in and trying to answer their question. and he just flat out said, "Look, I can't handle all this."
Right.
he fell short. Like, man, get your ass out of here, man. Go somewhere. And then the guy was like, "Oh, he's locked in. He's locked in. He's locked in." No, he don't want to talk to you. You know what I mean? So they need to chill with all that. That, you know, they just need to interview people after the quarters, end of the game, beginning of the game. We do not need an interview on every single play, man. Just don't. You know. Other than that, you know, good job. They're doing a good job.
And Miss Williams has a great point. Miss Dub, excuse me. She says she liked both rules, but she don't like the fact that they only have one challenge and they lose it even if they win it. That does not make sense at all.
I was seeing that in the game we went to, where they went to challenge it and they won the challenge. And then I'm like, wait a minute, don't they have another challenge?
Right.
No.
Yeah, so that needs to be changed. And then I was listening, came to call if it was this morning or yesterday morning, but on TMA, Martin Kilcoyne was just saying that one thing that he wants to see more from, like you do, or like we do here in St. Louis, but more offense, more points. You know what I'm saying? UFL games shouldn't be in the teens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get some more offense going.
Fit the bill, didn't it?
What happened?
Tuesday they fit the bill. They scored 31 points on them.
Right. But you know, let's get more offense going on in the UFL, more excitement going on, because every game shouldn't be you know, like it was game one where, you know, the Battle Hawks only scored one touchdown. Like, let's go. You know,
I think a part of that is the level of play, just to be honest with you. You're our quarterback, man. There's a reason why he's in the UFL.
But dang it. We need to find more Jordan Time moves or something, because good Lord, it's all bad. And going back, Brandon Silvers, I'm like, every time you look up, it's like he realized that either he's just not in sync with the receivers, or I don't know what's going on, man. But it just not looking good at all for their offense. Hopefully they get it cleaned up, or get someone else in or something. But
he can't throw a pass through that gateway arch.
Oh, Lord. That's all bad, man.
That quick.
Yeah. And like, it's 2 games in, you know, it's still early, but you can't be having like a stretch of the losing games, because you only have like a 8 game schedule or whatever it is. So you got to make
games.
You got to make it happen. And Miss W, all right, because we did go to the game, and there were a few plays, especially in the first half, where the receivers had stone hands.
They got hands like feet.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just flat out say it, man.
I hate feet, and I hate that you said that just now. I hate that so much.
They do, man.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. They play again this Sunday at 2 p.m. I won't be there this time. I'll be at the one after that. So
I got season tickets, so I'll be there all season, win or lose.
All I'm saying is the UFL needs the Battlehawks to be good, because we're like 80% of their fan base. So yeah.
And they already said that they really want to be back at St. Louis for the championship game, but they don't want to keep on having it here because it's unfair to other markets. But it is what
markets are going to watch.
It is what it is.
Hey, not Columbus, but Louisville. They got a great crowd. They got great crowds out there. You know, the teams that got the new team, Louisville, they got a good crowd. So hey, there's some other teams that do support. But I think they should move it to another venue. I think that is fair. But also, I don't know that there was some talk that they wanted to move the Battlehawks to the soccer stadium, But from what I've read and what I've heard, that's going to be unlikely.
That ain't happening
because the soccer stadium already said no.
Right.
So I mean,
hell no.
And then we be wasting money that we didn't have in the first place because the dome will be sitting vacant. They don't want that. They want to get at least something out of it for what they paying for this thing.
And especially they just got new turf and lights and all kind of stuff.
Yeah, so it'll be another waste of money if they have the thing vacant again. So they want to have football played there, something.
Yeah,
Chris Brown concert, something.
But yeah, so that's the UFL. Once again, this is your Wednesday night Sports Delight, the platform sports talk show. This is the main show. It is your boy Smooth. To the top right of my screen, we have.
Is that me or you?
Oh Lord,
it's me.
There we go.
Ball knower.
and with the green all in his background.
The Doom Sadal.
There we go. So we doing it up. Oh, I don't know how this thing left the screen, but let me add it back in here. Bam. There we go. See the QR code. Make sure y'all scan the QR code. Show love throughout the entire show this evening. Smoooth Productions, y'all. We're doing it big. Almost 9 years. Every Wednesday, your Wednesday night Sports Delight. Now, let's get into some baseball, Cardinal baseball talk. And Joe, I know you brought us some things last week on the show.
Yeah,
go ahead.
Here.
What'd you say, sir?
Continue. I think I can participate in this one.
Okay. Because Joe been saying this, especially on ladies' night, but we've been noticing in the chat before the season that you and Stan, wasn't given any good positive reviews or hope for this upcoming season. But right now, this team is 2 games over 500. Just had a nice road trip. You know what I'm saying? Joe thought that they would have gotten swept by the Detroit Tigers, but they were actually right there they were pretty much right there in that whole series. Just a few things that could have happened differently in Detroit. But for what I have been seeing from the start of this season is that, and this was something that Joe and I both were saying, but you're seeing a looseness from this club that we have not seen in quite some time. And this is no shade to them or to him, more so Arenado. Not saying it was to blame, but not having these long time all-star veterans, whatever. You just having a whole slew of young guys who are just out there and telling all the naysayers, okay, y'all want to talk about us not being nothing because we don't have Arenado and Goldie and whoever else, Contreras and Donovan, we ain't gonna be nothing. But what this team has shown is that, for what I've been seeing, is that no matter who they play, whether it's going to be the Dodgers, to the Nationals, to whatever, is that you cannot count this team out at any game. They're going to be the ultimate cardiac comeback Cardinals. There are going to be games where you'll be frustrated. There'll be games where you're going to have your blood sugar may go crazy. But then every time you be like, yes, let's go. And that's going to really bring fans back to watching and also going to Busch Stadium. And I never thought I would say this, Joe, but we've been talking about how, well, not we, but the media have been talking about, well, is JJ Weatherholt that kind of player to bring fans back to Busch Stadium? But it's another player that may be the reason fans may come back to Busch Stadium. And this on the back of Joe's jersey.
Can y'all see it?
Yes. Jordan Walker
Jaywalk,
may,
baby, let's go.
may be the reason fans come back to St. Louis. And Joe, do you remember over the last 2 seasons how many times I have said if Jordan Walker is batting in a top 4 spot, that is great news for this club, because that means that he's finally getting it. And if y'all have not been watching, who leads the majors in home runs right now? It's the person on Joe's jersey.
Not Aaron Judge?
No.
There's a couple people tied for 5th. I mean, it's funny is because it's guys you won't even imagine. Like Shea Langoliers.
Who?
The catcher. Shea Langoliers. They call him Bangaliers.
Yeah.
He is the catcher for the Sacramento A's.
Yeah.
He's got 5 as well, you know. I mean, there's only a couple of them out there, but I mean, Jay walks up there and
Yes.
dude's got 3 in a row. He's and he rounds first base and does a little
tip drill, but but no, I mean, but you're really seeing him have fun, and that's something that we have not seen him do in quite some time. Consistently, it is have fun.
It's not even just the hitting.
It's the fielding too.
That Tiger series.
Yes.
Holy guys, he had 2 outfield assists, 1 at home, 1 at second. Over 100 miles per hour to the plate. What? This guy, we've talked about this on the show before. He came up as a third baseman. He played third base his entire life until he got to the Cardinals organization. And they just threw him out in the outfield, and that was that. And like, all right, do your thing.
Yes.
Like,
I mean,
I can compare him. I was telling B this last night. Him and Cam Smith for the Astros, who they got in the Kyle Tucker trade with the Cubbies last year. They're just like each other. Both came up as third baseman, moving out to the outfield. Like Cam Smith got Gold Glove votes last year, his first time ever played in the outfield. Jordan Walker might be up there this year. You know, he could get some Gold Glove votes. He's fast as shit, and he's like what 6'6", 6'7". He is a tank.
Yes,
and they call Cam Smith the aircraft carrier as well, and he's big. You know what I'm saying? Like there's just a lot of resemblance, but Jordan Walker, he's the guy of the however many minutes we're gonna be talking about this, but it's exciting, and I'm just happy for him. That's really what it is. Like as a fan, like you're pumped, you're excited, like let's fucking go. But like you're so happy for the guy because it was a struggle the last couple of years. He's 23 years old. What?
And that's what I've been saying in the chat, you know, when Stan was asking also, you look forward to a team, maybe not going. I'm like, it's not about right now where they end. It's just seeing the progress for certain guys that may not have had the opportunity to finally get it. Now he and other players have the opportunity to finally get it right. You know what I'm saying? Especially under this new regime. And making sure that these guys have the right technology, have the right coaching. You know what I'm saying? They're being brought up the right way, so now they can maximize their talent. And going to the season, I was like, I think I was telling Joe and Bunny, like, man, they did go ahead and send him down to AAA to start the year because he was looking terrible doing spring training. He was looking like, oh my God. But then what happened that very last week of spring training, he hit a home run and he had some other hits. And I'm like, oh.
The home run comes after he challenged a pitch with the AVS system.
Right.
And it's funny because everyone's noticing it. Talking baseball, which is part of John Boy. Trevor Plouffe did notice. He's like, I think, you know, the only thing he's noticing, like, mechanic-wise, is he's further from the plate now than he used to be. And he was like, and go figure, guys that are also like that are guys like Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani. Not saying don't get your hopes up. He's not going to be those guys. Those guys they're legends, okay? But that's good comps to have, you know, but it's everyone else is saying though is just pitch recognition.
Yes, that's
He
it.
that's all he's doing. He
That's it.
step away from the plate a little bit. Maybe his hands are up a little bit more and back, but it's just realizing what pitch is coming to him and laying off the bad ones. And like, I mean, it sounds so simple, and it just sucks because it hitting a baseball is hard. I was sitting here looking on social media, and it was from a while ago. It might have been on the Pat McAfee show. Deion Sanders himself said, hitting a baseball is the hardest thing to do in sports. And if you're telling me that's not right, you're a liar. You're lying to yourself. Try hitting a pitch 90 plus miles per hour with spin and turn and doing all these weird, crazy things. That's freaking hard. And he's 23 years old, and he's realizing now that there's pitches that he should be laying off. And that's his biggest change that he's made. And it's so far, like I said earlier, it's April.
Right.
It's paying off, but he didn't hit his 4th or 5th homer until like August and September as in years past. So he's doing something right.
And also, because since we've been talking about him, all I've been seeing is smiles from Saddam like a proud father. So, Saddam, the floor is yours.
You know, I've been a fan of the Cardinals since 1990. And I am reminded when I see Jordan Walker, I'm reminded of another right fielder that we had back in the day. He had the same style. He wore his jersey the kind of same way. He was kind of tall, kind of lanky, kind of like Walker. And his name was hard hitting Mark Whiten. He was one of my favorite Cardinals from back in the day, man. Like the time that he was in Cincinnati and hit those 4 home runs in the doubleheader.
What a night.
And I was watching it live. KPLR TV, Channel 11, Joe Buck. Yes, that Joe Buck was on the call of those games. And that's how I became a fan of Mark Whiten. He reminds me so much of him, you know, especially in the outfield, the way he plays the game out there, and his arm has the same kind of arm Mark Whiten had. And I want to just kind of sit here and kind of defend where I was. You know, you talking about me and standing in the chat, it was like kind of like offensive. You got to understand. Again, I'm a Cardinal fan from way back. We're not used to seeing this team lose. And for the past 5-6 seasons, all we've seen was the front office making promises about what they're going to do, and it really doesn't come through fruition. So pardon me if I'm a little bit skeptical at first. Have to see it for myself. And from what I've seen, there is some young bright spots on this team. Yes, you have Jordan Walker doing what he's doing, but this kid, I've never heard of him. I don't know where he came from. JJ Weatherholt. Man, he just has that spark. He has it.
Yes, he does.
You just can't explain it. You know, in his debut game, hitting that home run. And you got the left fielder Church. You know, I call him Church. he out there balling. He out there robbing home runs the first game. I'm like, man, this is bad. These young boys can play. And you know, pitching needs a little bit of love. You know, I ain't really feeling the pitching yet. But as far as the position players, I like their attitude. They're not playing they're not have like the pressure of like winning a championship. They're just going out there having fun playing in the major leagues, man. And that's what it's all about. And I do understand that. Look, they're not going to win the World Series this year. They're probably not going to win the World Series in the next 3 years. But if they just keep going at this pace, developing the young people again, Bring in some more young guys, maybe some more young prospects at pitchers, at closers, middle relievers, getting that shored up. It's going to take time. It's going to take time. But I like what I'm seeing. And us old fans, we got to realize that I think somebody had said this about basketball, and he was talking about the Celtics. But Pujols ain't walking through the door. Molina ain't walking through the door. Scott Rowland ain't walking through the door. These players that Edmonds is not walking through the door. Okay, it's a new time. Let's give these young players a shot. I like what I'm seeing, and I see a lot of great potential from them, man. And I just want to see them grow and develop. I really don't care about wins and losses right now.
Yeah, and I mean, just to add on, that's what we've been saying is that, yeah, of course we want them to win. It's great to see them win, but we just want to see the development of these players shine. And so just to highlight a few things, one, Joe just sent me this picture. I'm gonna go ahead and show right now. But this is right now. Joe, go ahead and explain this for me.
All right, well, this is a baseball savant. You'll probably see this on social media a lot, usually that middle section of all the red. But in years past, I'll have to look to see if you could do it from years past, but years past, you were seeing a lot of blue. Blue is not good when it comes to this type of stuff. This guy is crushing the ball. The slug, exit velo, expected batting average, barrel rate, hard hit rate. It's all up. It's all red, and it was terrible back then. And even his whiff and K percentage has gone down, which is great. So I mean, fielding, look at the arm value 97. So and then if you look at his spray chart so far, again, it's only been like 2 weeks of games, but he's hitting the ball all over the place. And I think the thing that I love the most is these last two first homer and Monday and Tuesday's homer. I'm trying to remember what days it is. Mondays and Tuesdays homers against the Nationals, opposite field. And then today, dead center.
Right.
Like that, those, like any big right-handed hitter can pull the ball to left field, but seeing that, hitting oppo tacos and dead center, that's what you're looking for right there. So I mean, yeah, it's early, and I'll keep saying that, but I can't help but not be excited for Jordan Walker and all the progression that he's making. It's really fun to see.
And look at the home runs from 24 and 25.
Yeah.
5 home runs in 24, 6 home runs in 25, and already in almost 2 weeks, he has 5 home runs and 3 in a row, as Joe said, in the last 3 games. So yes, this is amazing. And even he admitted after the game to Danny Vexelman, who's been doing incredible so far, that I think she asked him about the strikeouts that he had today, and he was like, yeah, I kind of got off focus. I need to go back in the cage, work on some things. So it's like he knows that if pitch recognition, if he continues to do that the whole season and don't fall off, but just stay locked in, the sky's the limit, and this dude's going to be an all-star until he's done playing.
Going back to my analogy with Mark Whitten, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's how Whitten started his career off. He was, swinging and missing, and I don't think he hit like a lot of home runs early on in his career, but then he hit that spark like in 93 with the Cardinals, 93, 94. And he just turned it on. I don't know if you can look up his stats.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. So
it's crazy though, you got to think like it's even back in the day. Sorry, I'm looking up someone else's stats right now too, because I saw something on social media. But You just gotta think. I mean, even back then, yeah, they were throwing hard too, but like these guys are coming from some of them are walk-ons from high school or walk-ons from college, and yeah, they're seeing 90, but they're just seeing 90, 95. They're not seeing 95 with spin. You know what I'm saying? Like it's going to be an adjustment for anyone that comes up and starts playing. It's just a matter of fact if you want to put the work in, and I know that was something that was brought up maybe last year, like, oh, is he just lazy? He doesn't want to put the work in, this and that. Kind of comparing him to a Jordan Kyrou because people could say that about him too. But I just think they're
Whitney.
young, and
They said the same thing about Mark Whitney. He was like, man, he's kind of lazy, lacks
yeah,
out there.
I just think it's baseball's hard, and baseball's hard, and guys throw fast, and you're young, and you're trying to learn completely.
You said he's 23 years old.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like think of Libby. Libby didn't have an amazing start last night, but even Libby, he's shown leaps and bounds. Like he's gotten better. Everyone just like, oh, we lost that Randy A trade. Like, did we? How long ago was that trade?
Like
And Randy's kind of
ago.
just been an average player since then. I'm not saying like he's going to destroy the Astros this weekend now because I said that, but that's just a proven fact. Like he's just been an average, slightly above average player since that trade happened, and that's just proven facts.
All right,
I kick myself. I can't. I don't have my glasses on, and it's small as hell. You got to read it.
Okay, yeah. So pretty much his best season was with the Cardinals when he had 25 home runs. Every other season has been like 14, 11, 12, 3, 9, 7, 2. So he never really has been a power hitter throughout his career besides that 1 year.
He started swiping some bags when he got here too.
That was in 93 when he had 25 home runs.
There you go. It was 93. Yeah, so yeah. But he like his whole demeanor, the way he carries himself, even the way he wears his jersey, he got the chain on. He's like, I'm looking at Mark Whitten, man. Maybe this is, I don't know.
Reincarnated.
Yeah, no. Maybe I was gonna say maybe this is a year where he does break out and hits, 25, 35 home runs.
Now, I do want to add on more people in regards to who I've been impressed with. Y'all brought up JJ. Victor Scott. He finally learned how to bunt and bunt consistently.
Mm-hmm.
He finally got it. That's the one part of his game that he has been lacking. But now, because of the hard work that he put in this offseason, he knows how to put a bunt down and either outrun, you know what I'm saying, the defense on it, or at least advance the runner. The last couple of seasons, he will bunt and he'll go foul or bunt in the air, and you just see him get frustrated. Mm-hmm. But we're seeing the progress, and you could tell that he's taking it serious because when he does get on base from a bunt or he is sacrificing someone over, he's like pumped up like he hit a game-winning home run. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love to see. So shouts out to him on that. Another person, and I at first I was mad at him because all he was doing was striking out. But now, this cat was the smartest signing behind Bloom this offseason so far. That's Ramon.
Oh, Ramon, yeah.
Ramon Urias. He is a Gold Glover infielder. He comes in, plays third base. He can play in any position, but more so he's playing third base, and he deserves to get more playing time. This dude got some power that I didn't even know he existed. But he's like the perfect addition to this team. He's a solid hitter, solid player all around. And he definitely has impressed me. So I had to show him a lot of love as well. He's been a great addition to this team. So shouts out. And we're saying all this, and Ivan Herrera hasn't even been Herrera yet, Joe.
Yeah, he hasn't really done much.
He hasn't done anything for real on the offensive side. So just wait till he finally clicks in, and then you're gonna have him. Well, I'm sorry, you're gonna have Burleson. I mean, Weatherholt, Herrera, Burleson, and Walker. If they all locked in at the same damn time, my goodness,
Yeah.
really. Mason Wynn, he's trying to find it right now. You know, he had a slow start last year, but like once he locks in and gets it, golly. Now, the question is still off to me on Nolan Gorman. Your thoughts, Joe, on Gorman?
I honestly think he's looked okay. I think he's looked okay. He's been taking some walks. Base hits here and there. He's got like what 2 homers, I think. So I mean he's always gonna run into a homer, but he's been fine, I think. I mean, defensively too, he's been pretty dang good. He made a hell of a play last night. People thought it was Nato over there at the corner,
Mhm.
So I mean, obviously he's not making like the very noticeable improvements like everyone's seeing with Walker. But I think he's making improvements. So far he looks fine, and I think Urias is a good guy to have there to put at third for days that he needs a DH or just needs to take a day off. Because Urias, I mean, he's a pro's pro. He's been in the league probably 10 years now. So, but yeah, I don't have any concerns with Gorman yet. I think he's looked fine.
Now, Andre Palante.
Oh, okay. I was like, who are you about to say?
Andre Palante, I'm done. I mean, he's tried, but he's just the kind of pitcher that he just cannot stop walking people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's just one of my pet peeves. It doesn't matter if you're a starting pitcher or you're a reliever. You're not helping your team out when you constantly are putting people on base for free. You know what I'm saying? I would rather you get beat because you throwing strikes and they're just finding holes. Whether, you know what I'm saying? But you just constantly walking people. It's like every game, by the time it's the fifth inning, because he throws so many pitches and he throws more pitches that isn't even effective. So I call them waste pitches. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not doing anything to get the batter out. And you're putting too much stress on yourself and on the game when you walking people. So now today was much better. But I said in the chat, Matt Swanson, that, oh my God.
Yeah, you know what it sucks about that is like he was besides O'Brien, who's been great, he was the one reliever that I was, and obviously besides JoJo, because we know who JoJo is.
Right.
Swanson was the guy that I was really excited about from what we saw last year. And there is some new rule. They have to be up here for the first 15 days unless there's an actual injury before you can start moving them up and down. So once we hit that 15-day mark, the dude's going down. He has to, because he has not looked good. He's looked actually god awful. Soriano's looked really good though.
Yes, he has.
That's fun. But Sidal mentioned it earlier. The pitching as a whole has looked pretty shaky. I know McGreevy has lost a couple miles off his fastball, so that's concerning. Palante, you said it. He's Palante. He was the one guy I didn't want to see on the roster. Sure, he's a good dude, but I just didn't want to see it. I would have rather seen like Dick Fitz get a shot or something, but maybe he'll be the next one up. Dustin May, not a great start. Hopefully he can turn it around here on Friday, but he hasn't been. There'll be some bats. He looks filthy. You're like, okay, that's the Dustin May you see when he first came up, and then just other times, not so great. Who am I missing? Obviously Libby. I think he's looked really good.
Leahy.
Oh, and Leahy. Yeah, Leahy's looked fine. I think he's looked good. The rotation's not sexy. It's not going to, light up the freaking box score with Ks, but I think they're enough right now just to get through. But I think just about every team in majors has has kind of been struggling, and their bullpens have kind of been struggling if you've been watching other games. So, I mean, I think it's just the beginning of the year woes. And once we hit that 15-day mark, you're going to see all teams make a lot of transactions of guys being sent down to their AAA team and some random guy coming up.
So how come Chris Wardcroft was able to go down?
There was an injury.
Oh, okay.
If there's injuries, they can do it.
Okay.
Which Roycroft last year, I had told Brendan, I was like, he kind of gave me Carlos Martinez vibes, like in his head type stuff, you know, like he can be real filthy, but there's times where I think he just gets in his head. And so I don't know what to think of Roycroft, but yeah, we'll probably see someone come up like Ryan Fernandez. I know he's down there. I don't know what he's been doing in Memphis. Packy Naughton, I was really excited about him this year, but he got hurt tonight. It looks like he might have blown his elbow out.
Oh my God.
Just from the slight
Tommy
video
John.
I saw. Yeah, so I don't know, but that's what it looked like to me. But I don't know. There's been injuries throughout the league already with pitchers, and I just think there's a lot of teams out there that are ready to to get some guys from AAA, which maybe this weekend. I don't know when how many games that we played. I don't even know.
And my last person was Ryan Stanek. I thought that he was going to do much better than what he's done right now. I know we're still early, but he hasn't started off great at all.
Yeah, my aunt texted me the other night saying like, I freak out when I see him come in. And I'm like, I get it. He's got a ring with the Stros. But ever since then, he's kind of just been, he throws gas and he's kind of wild. You know, that's just kind of who he is. I liked the signing because you need more veterans out there in that bullpen. And again, he throws heat and we don't have a lot of strikeout pitchers.
Right.
But I think he'll be all right. It's just giving you the spooks in April.
Yeah. So
I'll tell you this, Smooth.
Yeah.
The last time I've been to a Cardinal game, it was me, you, and Stanton at the game.
Well, all right. I'm gonna change that this year.
Let's change that. I think it's time for me to make my return to Busch Stadium.
I got you. Matter of fact, I got a game in mind, so I'll we'll connect on that.
Okay.
See if you're available. I got you. Anything else outside of Cardinal baseball that's on your mind in regards to Major League Baseball, Joe?
Honestly, like I mentioned earlier, just some injuries throughout the league. A lot of pitchers like Hunter Brown for the Astros. He's going to be shut down for a bit, which sucks because he's a Cy Young contender. Javier left today. Cade Horton and Matthew Boyd for the Cubs. Horton's already done for the year. He's going to get TJ, Zach Eflin, TJ, stuff like that. But I mean, honestly, like I got the standings pulled up, and there's besides the Dodgers, Yankees,
Brewers
and Reds, because the Reds are right there too. Did the Marlins beat them tonight yet? Did they win? If the Marlins won, then they have the same record. Yeah, so the Marlins won. So Reds and Brewers are tied. Those are the top records in the league. You got teams like the Red Sox started off really bad. There's a lot of drama in that Red Sox Brewers game. Not sure if you guys saw that or not, but Brandon Woodruff hit Wilson Contreras, and bench is almost cleared. And then Wilson, he threatened him. Like he threatened the organization of the Brewers, and everyone knows this. Wilson Contreras is a guy you don't want to play against. And like he said in his little player tribune thing, whenever we signed him, like he will kill for his teammates, and I believe the guy. But he's been hit 6 times by Woodruff alone.
Something's got to give.
So he was a little pissed off about that, which I think it's fine, really. Why not? Wilson Contreras, that guy, just brings energy to the team, and that's what. And
play again.
It's the Red Sox and Brewers. So no, that'll be the only time. Yeah, interleague. But But no, I mean, but that's what the Red Sox needed because that happened. They got carved up by Jacob Mizrowski, but they still went out and won that game. And then they, won the series today. And that going into Fenway, they had one win, won their home opener, and that was it for a little bit. So, they won some games, which is good. Sucks for us because they're coming here next. So hopefully they're not bringing a lot of good juju here.
Bring them on. Let's go.
Another team like Mariners are off to a slow start. They did it last year too, but I mean they're 4-9 right now. AL Central looks like it usually does. And then I mean that's really it. I'm kind of upset with the O's. They're 500 right now. I thought they're going to start off better, but not really much, crazy. Pirates, they're exciting right now. We mentioned it earlier when we mentioned Connor Griffin. Their pitching's good and they're hitting the ball a little bit, which everyone knew with that pitching staff. If you just signed a guy here and there, you'd probably start winning some ball games, and that's what's happening. So, it's Friday's our second full weekend of baseball all weekend, and I'm very excited about it.
There we go. So that's our baseball talk. Our last segment, Bet That. So this is a segment that Joe been wanting to have since betting became illegal last year here in Missouri. Back in, was that November? Last year, December. Mm-hmm. And so now, throughout the, sometimes she would send us a screenshot of her winnings from whether it was baseball or football or whatever sport it was at the time. And I still haven't started yet, but I'm going to bet on something, hope to get some money like Jobo. So I can be a millionaire. But Jobo, what's going on with Bet That?
Well, today I was like, guys, Cardinals were playing Miles Michaelis, and Miles Michaelis gave up like 11 runs against the Dodgers last weekend. He's going to give up some runs. He actually pitched really good, which who would have thunk? Everyone would have. Of course, he's going to pitch good against the Cardinals. I put a couple, I did this during the playoffs for football. I did a couple 50-cent bets for who's going to score the first touchdown. You're bound to hit one of them, right? I put a couple 50-cent bets in for the Cardinals to hit a homer today. Who do you think hit a homer today? Jordan Walker, baby. So just a little 50-cent Jordan Walker bet. Won a couple bucks on that. And then
on your way to $1 million.
$1 million? Oh,
$1 million.
Last night I won 175-cent bet on Mizrowski to have 8 or more Ks, Scooble to have 7 or more, Cam Schittler to have 6 or more, and Sandy, who's off to an amazing start in Miami. He almost had 2 back-to-back complete game shutouts, but the bullpen blew it. But he also had 5 or more strikeouts. So, but right now, my bet for the weekend, just because both teams are playing bad, the Astros cannot play in Seattle really well unless it's the playoffs. I'm going for the Mariners to win that series. It's a 4-game set. It starts Friday into Monday. It's a 4-game set starting Friday, and the last game's on Monday. Tell me how that's idiotic to me. But I just put a bet on that while we were talking earlier. So I think that's like an easy shoe-in. I haven't looked at all the upcoming series this weekend, but it's gonna happen. If they scored 4 runs in the last 2 games in Colorado against the Rockies, that Mariners rotation is gonna shut them down. So,
well, anything you want to take away from that, Sadal, or does she have you inspired to want to go ahead and play some sports bets down the line?
Nah, I'll leave that betting alone.
Oh, it's so fun.
I bet it is. And you know my problem? I'm afraid it'll be too fun for me.
Yeah. So that's why you got to throw a 50-cent here and a 50-cent there, and
I don't want it to be too fun.
Sometimes you get a little ballsy and throw $2.
Better ask Offset. He knows something about that gambling.
Yeah, he got shot in the ass. It's dead.
Oh man, speaking of ass, as we end this show, as we end this show, I hope y'all have enjoyed another edition of your Wednesday Night Sports Delight. As y'all just saw, stay tuned for another show next week. Bunny is scheduled to return, but it has been a great show. And this is just a message for those people, especially Gino, Auriemma. Stop making an ass out of yourself. You'll see what I mean.
Fly ball down the right side, and it'll twist off foul.
Ooh. Everybody okay down there?
Catcher's challenge is called.
What you have just experienced was brought to you by Smoooth Productions. Until next time, stay tuned and stay smooth.